Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, so you've got to wonder what kind of stuff he buys, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tell you today. I'm your host Yusuf, and this is the countdown for the top 10 crazy expensive things Elon Musk owns. Make sure you hit subscribe and press that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's spend some money. Starting off with number 10, the Gulfstream G650ER. This luxurious business jet goes for almost $70 million. But Elon bought this baby for $700,000. It can reach cruising speeds from Mach 0.85 to Mach 0.9 with a top speed of Mach 0.925 and has a range of almost 14,000 kilometers. The jet sports 18 beautifully handcrafted turnable leather seats that convert into a bed for even more comfort, an extendable desk, multiple sofas, television sets, a closet, and 4 separate cabins. The G650ER also has built-in air ionizing technology that automatically filters out allergens and viruses, along with refilling each cabin with clean air every 2 to 3 minutes. For $700,000, I think Elon got a great price for this plane. At number 9, we have a ring, but not just any ring. It's a 37,000 diamond and ruby Tesla ring. The ring has the custom accessories, diamonds and rubies form the shape of the famous Tesla T. This ring came from Elon Musk's chosen designer, the brilliant Ben Baller. It was actually a gift from Baller to say thank you for him creating Tesla and supplying almost 50,000 Americans with jobs. The ring came with a note too. Dear Elon Musk, please accept this one-of-one custom diamond and ruby ring for being an inspiration to me. Baller said after gifting Elon the jewelry. The ring is actually the first custom jewelry that Baller has ever gifted. Coming in at number 8, we have cars. Lots of cars. Elon actually spends most of his money on cool cars. His garage has an extremely wide variety of cars like the Ford Model T, which is considered by most people to be the first modern mass-produced vehicle ever. He's got a McLaren F1, which is notably one of the most desired cars ever, with a 6.1 liter V12 engine, a 0 to 62 miles per hour speed of around 3 seconds, and a price of almost $17 million. He also has multiple Teslas, which makes sense, from the unreleased Cybertruck to the Tesla Model S Plaid. My personal favorite of his collection is the amphibious 1976 Lotus Esprit, which James Bond 007 drove in the movie The Spy Who Loved Me. At number 7, there's his huge mansion in Bel Air. The mansion actually belonged to the late beloved actor Gene Wilder, but Elon purchased it in order to preserve the spirit of him. He purchased the house in October of 2013 for $6.75 million and describes it as like a little schoolhouse on a prairie, except in Bel Air on a golf course. Although he never lived in the house, he converted it to an actual school called Ad Astra for his kids, and the kids of some Tesla and SpaceX employees. Though he sold the house now to Elizabeth Wilder in an off-market deal, he made sure to tell her not to destroy the spirit of Gene Wilder. Here's number 6, Solar City. As a subsidiary of Tesla, you can probably guess that it's all about electricity. This company markets, manufactures, and installs solar panels in commercial and residential buildings. Elon purchased all the stock of Solar City for $2.6 billion on August 1st, 2016. Although some investors found it shady, their suspicions ultimately didn't go anywhere. Elon says that acquiring Solar City is part of the secret Tesla Motors master plan, which is to expedite the world's move from a mine and burn hydrocarbon economy towards a solar electric economy. Coming at number 5, the Boring Company. The Boring Company creates underground tunnels that can be used for transport and utility. Their mission is to solve traffic, enable point-to-point transportation, and transform cities. The company is worth $5.6 billion, and their boring machine costs $10 million just to build. The Proof-Rock boring machine can tunnel at the speed of 1 mile per week. It seems like Elon Musk is really striving for a cleaner and easier future for North America, which leads me to number 4. I'm sure you are waiting for me to say this one. It's Tesla. With a net worth of $58.04 billion, this is one of the biggest companies Elon Musk owns. Its market capitalization is valued at $759.55 billion USD. If you aren't sure what Tesla is all about, then let me fill you in. Tesla designs and manufactures electric vehicles, and they have the most worldwide sales of battery electric cars and plug-in electric vehicles, taking 21% of the battery electric market and 14% of the plug-in electric market. Tesla is one of the world's most valuable companies and remains the world's most valuable automaker. The number 3 spot belongs to SpaceX. SpaceX has a net worth of $125 billion, making Elon one happy astronaut. He most recently launched a Falcon 9 rocket into low Earth orbit with 52 Starlink satellites. The rocket itself is worth $62 million, and each Starlink satellite is worth $250,000. So, doing the math, that's $75 million Elon Musk just shot into space. SpaceX's most recent project is the Starship, which is a spacecraft designed to be fully reusable. It is capable of carrying passengers and cargo to Earth's orbit and planetary destinations. At number 2, we've got Neuralink. This company's net worth is valued at around $1 billion, and if you're wondering what they do, well, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. Neuralink is designing a device that goes into your brain and allows computers to interface with the brain and convert a person's thoughts into action. By July 2019, it had received $158 million in funding, $100 million of which came straight from Elon himself. The implant has been tested on monkeys, pigs, and several other animals. The goal of Neuralink is to treat serious brain diseases. Finally, at number 1, we have the Tesla bot. The prototype Tesla bot Optimus was unveiled recently at Tesla's AI Day 2022, and while it does look bare bones, it's just the first prototype we've seen. Elon says that this sleek general-purpose robot will cost less than $20,000 and could be used for making dinner, mowing the lawn, or even just being a buddy.
Billionaires have got to be keeping some secrets as to how they got so rich, right? Well, I'm your host, Michaela, and I've compiled a list of the top 10 secrets billionaires don't want you to know about. And make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you know every time we upload a new video. Starting off this countdown, number 10, pursue your passion. Rich people get rich when they do something they are passionate about. And if you don't love what you do, you won't put in the time and effort needed to become successful. Jim Koch traded in a stable job at the Boston Consulting Group in 1984 to start Boston Beer Co., the business that created Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Koch was driven by his personal love of beer to start the now multi-million-dollar business. The most common thing I remind people of is to only pursue something you love, because a small business is going to be very demanding of your time, your energy. It just eats your life, Koch told Business Insider. And if you're doing something you love, then you will accept and even enjoy that. If you're just doing it to get rich, you're going to lose heart. Number 9, use other people's money. To the average person, the old saying that it takes money to make money might sound like a tired cliche used to justify irrational spending. For the wealthy, however, it's a golden rule. The key is leveraging other people's money to increase your own wealth. Trading time for dollars is a loser's game, especially as technology destroys many jobs that don't require a highly skilled human being, someone has said. Using money from banks or investors and hiring people to work for you is time-tested formula for building wealth. Not to mention the tax laws, which heavily favor businesses. Whether you're fundraising to start a business or flipping real estate for a profit, relying on other people's money to do the heavy lifting greatly increases the return. Of course, it's also riskier than relying on your own funds, but as legendary investor Warren Buffett once put it, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Number 8, don't waste money to impress others. Most rich people don't spend their time and money trying to impress others, someone said. They are not in a race. They know they have made it, so their attention is not what others think. In fact, many wealthy individuals wouldn't have become rich if they had spent their hard-earned money buying things to keep up with others. Authors Thomas Stanley and William Danko said much the same thing in their 1996 bestseller, The Millionaire Next Door: The Surprising Secret of America's Wealthy, writing that a couple of key secrets of the country's richest people are living below their means and rejecting big spending lifestyles. Spending money to appear rich before you actually are rich is a surefire way to sabotage your wealth-building goals, so focus on what matters, accumulating wealth in the coming years. Number 7, donate to charitable causes. Wealthy individuals know that donating to charity doesn't only help the world at large, it also helps their finances. If you analyze your tax return rather than take the standard deduction, you can deduct charitable contributions to qualified organizations. The more you deduct, the more you reduce your taxable income. Charitable giving is an excellent tool to mitigate tax consequences, someone said. The wealthy know this, and you don't have to be wealthy to do it. Whether you write a check to your favorite charity or donate clothes you no longer wear to Goodwill, hang on to your receipts and claim your charitable deduction. Or be more strategic with your giving by setting up a donor-advised fund, they continue. These simple low-cost funds are available through investment firms and let you get a tax deduction at the time you set aside money in the account. You can then make grants by following your own time schedule. Number 6, save first, spend later. In Warren Buffett's words, if you buy things you don't need, you will soon sell things you need. This is exactly why most of the rich people save first and spend later. So stop cribbing about your inability to save and get rid of excuses like insufficient income, high expenses, or the no compromise policy on fulfillment of the YOLO, you only live once motto. The key to saving lives is the habit of saving first and spending later. Every month, set aside a part of your income as your savings. It can be 20%, 30%, or 50%, any percentage to begin with. Just ensure to be disciplined and stay true to the habit. habit. And remember that whenever your income rises, increase the proportion of savings, instead of spiking up your spends upon obtaining more money. Number 5, know what you're paying in investment fees. The rich also pay attention to investment fees, something many others overlook. For example, more than half of workers don't know they're paying fees on their workplace retirement savings account, according to a study by the National Association of Retirement Plan Participants. Yet those fees can eat away at your returns. The more you're paying in mutual fund fees or transaction fees means less money in your pocket, someone said. Even small fees can have a big impact. If you invest $100,000 over 20 years and pay a 1% annual fee, your portfolio value will be around $30,000 less than if you had paid a 0.25% annual fee, according to the Securities and Exchange Commission's Office of Investor Education and Advocacy. Check your account statement to see what fees you're paying. If they seem high, the SEC recommends asking whether the cost can be reduced. You also should shop around for accounts and investment firms with low fees, which can help you keep more of the money you worked hard to save. Number 4, pen down your thoughts every day. Before this digital world bombarded everyone's lives, remember the age-old tradition way of journaling each and every day by writing it down with pen and paper? That is in fact amongst the most common habits which many rich and successful people follow. When you write and not type every day, you reflect upon your thoughts, slow down and train the mind to think coherently. This way, penning down your thoughts and experiences each day enables you to reflect on how your day went, what you could have done differently, and what learning got you from little or big experiences that day. It's completely fine if you wish to type an online blog or journal instead of penning it down. Either way, it's all about allowing yourself to reflect upon your thoughts and actions peacefully. Number 3, choose the right retirement savings account. You can earn tax benefits by contributing to a 401k or similar plan because contributions come out of your paycheck before taxes, lowering your taxable income, and the money grows tax deferred. When you withdraw that money in retirement, however, it will be taxed at your regular income tax rate, which is currently as high as 37% for the wealthiest taxpayers. You don't get any tax breaks by investing in stocks, bonds, or mutual funds through a brokerage account. But if you hold these investments for more than a year, they'll be taxed at a long-term capital gains rate, which ranges from 0% to 20%, but tops out at 15% for most taxpayers. The types of investments you have in your accounts can have a dramatic effect on your long-term returns, someone said. Typically, it's best to keep securities such as bonds, mutual funds, and dividend paying stocks in tax-deferred retirement savings accounts. Then keep your individual stocks in brokerage accounts. Number 2, they invest. Once building up an emergency fund, people say their clients have organized investment plans, whether it's in stocks, bonds, or exchange-traded funds, ETFs. It suggested setting up a monthly or bi-monthly automatic transfer of cash from your checking account into an investment account. This way you can forget about having to remember to manually invest, and you can then learn to live on the funds you have available. Most of my clients do not miss having that money in their cash flow, and then they can use those invested savings for future car purchases, vacations, or other short or long-term goals, without incurring additional debt, someone said. As a general rule of thumb, you should save at least roughly 20% of your income each month, and what the person said before agrees. This 20% goes towards your saving plans, emergency fund, retirement, and investments. How much you take out of your paycheck to invest depends heavily on your income and investment goals, but getting used to living without that 20% is a good start for both your savings and your investments. Now, coming in at number 1, you can buy an apartment building even if you're not rich. The years since the pandemic started have been a roller coaster. Historically though, real estate investing offers the best long-term returns. Some people have said that they like investing with the company Diversity Fund. They supposedly help you make long-term investments in apartments and office buildings all over the country, and you don't have to be a millionaire. And you can also get started with only $500. You can see exactly which properties are included in your portfolios, like a 200-unit apartment complex in Texas or a 59-unit building in San Diego. And you don't have to be the landlord. Because they know how to ride at the market's ups and downs, they historically have seen annual returns of 70% to 18%, though they can't make any promises. As a partial owner, you can make money on rent payments and when property values go up. With having lots of money comes lots of big opinions. I'm your host, Michaela, and today I'm talking about the top 10 billionaires who don't like the royal family. But before we get started, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button if you haven't already. But now, without further ado, let's get started. Number 10, Russell Brand. Russell Brand is an English comedian and actor known for his flamboyant style and manner. Brand has received 3 British Comedy Awards: Best Newcomer, Best Live Stand-Up, and the Award for Outstanding Contribution to Comedy. After beginning his career as a comedian and later becoming an MTV presenter in the UK, in 2004, Brand gained a role as the host of Big Brother's Big Mouth, a Big Brother spin-off. But back in 2014, Brand triggered an immense national controversy after explicitly bashing the Queen and the royal family in his book Revolution. In the book, Brand highlighted, in England we have the Queen for F's sake. We have to call her things like Your Majesty, like she's all majestic. She's just a person. Also adding, "Your Highness, what the F is that? What? She's high up, above us, at the top of a class pyramid on a shelf of money with her own face on it." Number 9, Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle is an English director and producer. He's known for his work on films including Shallow Grave, Trainspotting and its sequel T2 Trainspotting, The Beach, 28 Days Later, Sunshine, Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours, Steve Jobs, and Yesterday. But while speaking with The Guardian back in 2013, the director highlighted how he believed that the monarchy should be abolished, and how if the British public still wished for a royal family, then the only fair way to go about that should be through a public election. Boyle stated, "I think the pressure on them is utterly impossible, as recent events show. It's a ludicrous spotlight they're under. You can still have a royal family if you like, but actually have an elected head of state." Number 8, Colin Firth. Colin Firth is an English actor. He was identified in the mid-1980s with the Brit pack of rising young British actors, undertaking a challenging series of roles, including leading roles in A Month in the Country, Tumbledown, and Valmont. His portrayal of Mr. Darcy in the 1995 television adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice led to widespread attention. However, despite having done an outstanding job portraying Queen Elizabeth II's father in The King's Speech, the actor has previously spoken up about his doubts with the nature of the royal family. During a CNN interview, Firth highlighted how, despite their good morals, he just couldn't agree with the totalitarian way in which the royals came into power. The actor stated, "I really like voting, it's one of my favorite things," before later adding how unelected bodies were a problem for him. Number 7, Johnny Marr. Johnny Marr is an English musician, songwriter, and singer. He first achieved fame as a guitarist and co-songwriter of The Smiths, who were active from 1982 to 1987. He has since performed with numerous other bands and embarked on a solo career. Born in Manchester to Irish parents, Marr formed his first band at the age of 13. The Smiths attained commercial success and were critically acclaimed with Marr's jangle pop guitar style becoming distinctive of the band's sound, but separated in 1987 due to personal differences. Since then, Marr has been a member of The Pretenders, Electronic, Modest Mouse, and The Cribs, and has become a prolific session musician, working with names such as Pet Shop Boys, Talking Heads, Brian Ferry, and Hans Zimmer. However, in a 2011 interview with NME magazine, Marr said he has a few problems with the monarchy, from serious to less serious. One thing about the queen that bugs Marr, her resting bleach face. Why does she have to deal with her subjects with such a dour face? Surely her life can't be that hard, he said. When asked if he'd accept an honor or title from Her Majesty, such as a knighthood or being named a member of the Order of the British Empire, Marr replied, "F no." Number 6, Honor Blackman. Honor Blackman was an English actress known for the role in The Avengers, Goldfinger, Shaleko, and Jason and the Argonauts. She's also known for a role as Laura West in the ITV sitcom The Upper Hand. In 2014, she was offered the chance to become a CBE, Commander of the British Empire, but she turned down the honor. "They rang you beforehand and asked if you'd like to accept, and I think they were quite shocked when I declined," she said. "But since I'm a Republican, I thought it would be somewhat hypocritical to pop up to the palace." Number 5, Noel Gallagher. Noel Gallagher is an English singer, songwriter, and musician. He was a chief songwriter, lead guitarist, and co-lead vocalist of the rock band Oasis until their split in 2009. After leaving Oasis, he formed Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds, and he is one of the most successful songwriters in British music history. As the writer of 8 UK #1 singles, and co-writer of a further #1, and the sole or primary writer of 10 UK #1 studio albums, he is widely considered one of the most influential songwriters in the history of British rock music, cited by numerous major subsequent artists as an influence. In a comedic article posted by the Rolling Stone detailing the extensive list of things that Gallagher has been mad at, there's a quote of him outlining his violent wishes for the royal family. The singer stated, quote, "I wouldn't wish the royal family dead, just seriously maimed. I'd take a couple legs off." Number 4, Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn is a British politician who served as a leader of the opposition and leader of the Labour Party from 2015 to 2020. On the political left of the Labour Party, Corbyn describes himself as a socialist. He's been a member of Parliament for Islington North since 1983. Corbyn sits in the House of Commons as an independent, having had the whip removed in October 2020. But he was overwhelmed by the media in 2015 after he refused to sing God Save the Queen during a Battle of Britain memorial event. And in 2017, an old interview was unearthed in which he called for the royal family to be dissolved. "I think it's time that we just move on and said, when the Queen completes her reign, wouldn't that be an appropriate time to call it a day and have an elected head of state?" he told GMTV. Number 3, Eddie Izzard. Edwards is an English stand-up comedian, actor, and activist. Her comedic style takes the form of what appears to the audience as rambling, whimsical monologues in self-referential pantomime. She starred in the 2007 television series The Riches, and has appeared in numerous films including Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, Shadow of the Vampire, The Cat's Meow, and Valkyrie. But back in 2014, she spoke up about her disagreement on hereditary privilege to The Independent as she made her claims against the royal family. Quote, "I am not into monarchy. Hereditary privilege is crazy to me. We should widen the gene pool and elect a head of state for 5 years." Number 2, Stacy Solomon. Stacy is an English singer and television personality. She finished in 3rd place on the 6th series of The X Factor in 2009 and won the 10th series of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in 2010. Her debut single, a cover of Driving Home for Christmas, was released in 2011, followed by her debut studio album Shy in 2015. In 2016, Solomon presented I'm a Celebrity Extra Camp and began appearing as a panelist on the ITV talk show Loose Women. But Stacy made headlines after footage of her criticizing the royal family resurfaced just in time for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. The 2018 clip showed Solomon on the British daytime show Loose Women expressing her confusion as to why so many people obsess over the royal family when in reality they are just exactly the same as any other person. Solomon stated, quote, "I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. It could be us four sitting there, I just don't get it." She later added, "I would work hard if the country paid me to have like 12 houses and work really hard." Now coming in at number 1, Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe is an English actor. He rose to fame at age 12 when he began portraying Harry Potter in the film series of the same name, and has held other various film and theater roles. Over his career, Radcliffe has received various awards and nominations. Radcliffe made his acting debut at age 10 in the BBC One television film David Copperfield, followed by his feature film debut in The Tailor of Panama. Over the next decade, he played the role of Harry Potter in 7 sequels, ending with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 in 2011. During this period, he became one of the world's highest paid actors and gained worldwide fame, popularity, and critical acclaim. However, at a 2017 interview with Daily Beast, he stated that his patriotism has nothing to do with the royals. Radcliffe stated, quote, "I am not a royalist, not at all. I'm definitely a Republican in the British sense of the word. I just don't see a use of the monarchy, though I'm a fierce patriot. I'm proud of being English, but I think the monarchy symbolizes a lot of what's wrong with the country." And that is all. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.